Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen, and it is Thursday. It is the 9th of July, and it is really, really hot where I am. So, hope you all are staying cool, and I hope you're getting through the week. And we are working with the Steampunk Tarot deck this month. And if you're interested in having a reading done with these cards, please check out my website in the description below. Always remember to like and subscribe, and please leave comments if you have anything to add about the cards that we pick. And with that, let's see which card we're picking today. All right. Haha. All right. I like this card for a Thursday. We've worked hard for the week, and we are nearing the weekend. And with that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So pentacles, we know, usually relate to the material world. So we know that this is very much, and I'm going to totally play with words here, a material girl. I know, you guys love it. So the Nine of Pentacles, nines are, we are reaching the end of the story. We are reaching kind of that, whether it's successful or not successful, it is that cathartic piece. It is reaching that pinnacle of a story. And it's not quite the ending, but it's kind of that they lived happily ever after, but not quite yet. You've rescued the damsel in distress sort of thing, but you aren't quite at the end of the story. There's still some things to be done. The celebration. I think I mentioned in another nine that it's a little bit like the Ewok song in Star Wars. Yeah, it's that. So here we have the Nine of Pentacles, and I absolutely love this card. And when this card comes up in a reading, it is all the good things, all the glory, all the success, and all the control. So this is very similar to a typical Nine of Pentacles. So far, the Steampunk deck hasn't really diverted much from typical imagery. There's been some leanings away from it, but for the most part, it's like, oh, if it was a woman character, we're going to stick with female characters. And if it was a male character, then we're going to stick with male characters. For the most part. I think there's been a couple of them that have not been quite that, but yeah, it's still pretty much sticking to the standard symbolism of the Rider-Waite deck. So there is always going to be that woman in the garden, and it's kind of hard to tell that it's a garden in this one because there's not as many flowers and things, but you can tell it's a garden gate, and it's clearly a very opulent garden gate. She can afford the very best, and I love her dress in this. It's got like the striping and big bustles and things like that. You know that this woman has earned her way to the top. Also, there's always going to be that falcon. And I say always, when it's a Rider-Waite deck, it typically will have a bird of some sort. And I hope people understand that when they're making a deck or writing up a deck, that the falcon is important in the imagery of this. It's not just any bird. So some might go, oh, well, why is there an air sign, a bird, up in a earth sign pentacle suit? Because it's not about the bird being a symbol of air, it's about the falcon being a symbol of control. So falconry, a little history lesson for people, falconry is very old, and it's also it's a very disciplined art. So, and I say art, yes, it's for hunting, yes, it's for all those kinds of things, but it is an art. You can't just go grab any falcon or any bird and say, oh, you're going to be my helper now. It's not how this works. You have to train these birds. There's little hats that they have to wear, and they have to have their vision blocked, and all these kinds of things that happen with falconry. So when you see that this bird is not bound to her, it's just sitting calmly on her arm. That's super important. This falcon is trained. She has taken time to train this falcon. It wasn't trained by somebody else and gifted to her as a pretty bird. It was trained by her. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't sit so chill on her. So what I'd like to say about this woman, and I know some people are going to go, oh, feminism, or whatever. This is a woman who is self-made. I know we talk a lot about self-made man, but I swear on all the cards, this one is the most feminist of cards. This woman is the one who built her creations. And usually it will tend towards meaning a woman or feminine energy is involved. And this is not just any feminine energy. This woman is proud of her skills, she's proud of her accomplishments, and they are her own. It is important to note that she is not like a kept woman. This luxury is all something that she deserves. Not that she is, again, a kept creature. No, 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 no. Much like the falcon, she created her own discipline and her own rules and her own control. So I like to kind of, in the steampunk sense, I guess I should lean in and say she's she's the madam, or she's the woman who owns the bar, or she's the woman in the late 1880s who was like went out to the Wild West to make her own, because back in civilized society she wasn't really allowed to own a business or be the type of woman that she knew she had the potential to be. That's important with this card, and that is why I love this card. And it's funny because as much as I would love to say that, hey, I totally want this to be my card, I know a lot more women who are a lot more dedicated to their work. I'm a little bit flamboyant about some things, and I'm not quite as dedicated as I should be in other things. But the this card is all about dedication to your craft. So if you are doing something now and if you are working on a project, focus on it to the end because you're close and it's all going to be worth it. While a lot of other pentacles in the deck rely on other people, you'll notice there are no other characters in this card, which means it's all about her. Work on your own projects. Put your own best foot forward. Do the work for yourself. Pay attention to the details on your own. You ever hear the phrase, if you want something done right, you do it yourself, right? The flip side to this card is being kind of overly impassioned with the things that you're working on and falling into that hermit-like role of working too many hours at the office or working too much on your passions and kind of to the negligence of friendships and family and other relationships. So get out there with the community and be aware that like you really wouldn't have anyone to show your gifts to if you don't cultivate relationships. So that's kind of the flip side to this card, is that she may or may not be a bit of a hermit. And I lean heavily that this is a feminine card, but I will say I've seen it in readings for men as well. And yes, the self-made man sort of thing does come up. So men or women, this is a card of success, hard work, and dedication to your craft and dedication to what you do, and ultimately reaping the rewards and the successes of that. So, excellent card for a Thursday, because I hope you reap the rewards this weekend. And please stay cool, stay safe, stay healthy, reap those rewards, enjoy yourself, crack a cold one in my name, whatever. And have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!